Hello and welcome to 101 Ideas for Minecraft Learners. In this episode, I'm going to show you about Sketchfab. Sketchfab is a website and you can see it in front of you, and this is my account. Okay, so in this Sketchfab, what you can do is you can actually export Minecraft worlds into Sketchfab and view them via a web browser. A web browser that can be on a computer or a web browser that can actually be on a phone or a mobile device. So let's have a look at an example of some Minecraft stuff. Let's have a look. Actually, let's have a look at Wizard Keen's house. Okay, let's have a look at my house. And I'm going to show you what it looks like inside of Sketchfab first of all. So there we go. There's Wizard Keen's house. It looks pretty good. I can left click and drag around, which looks pretty good. I can zoom in and zoom out, so I can zoom really close in. Look at that. All of that stuff looks great. I can zoom right out again. Kind of flip it around. It looks pretty good. It's got a kind of a soft focus feel to it as well. I can right click and drag it left and right. I can pan it left and right. So we've got left click, which is rotate, right click, which is kind of panning around, and then the roller on the back of your mouse, we can zoom in. Another really cool feature inside of Sketchfab is that it's actually got annotations. What's an annotation? Well, as you can see, there's probably some. There we go. There's one up there. So that you see these little numbers down here. Here we go. There's one number down there and it says Keen's Observatory. Keen uses his observatory to understand the galaxy and the universe. Now, I had another one down here. There's another one down there. I can sort of click in there. It says Keen's Magical Library. Now, you can either go and find them and click these numbers around the whole kind of build yourself, or down the bottom here, you've got a little kind of thing that says I can kind of click through them all, and they're in order. So you can actually do some pretty decent storytelling with these as well. So we go from Keen's Observatory to Stampy's Cake, Stampy's Most Prized Cake, and Keen's Lily Pond, a splendid pond for visiting ducks and amphibians alike. So we can do all this kind of stuff, okay, which is pretty amazing. And let's get back to this one here. Keen's Observatory looks pretty cool. And all this from exporting a Minecraft build. Now, how do you export your Minecraft build? Well, first of all, sign up for Sketchfab. Okay, go and sign up for this. It's free to sign up. You can get a pro account, and I've got a pro account. But really, all the pro account means is that you can add like more annotations than is humanly possible, and it gives you kind of a few other things. You can make things private and things like this. But if you just want to test stuff out, you can do this. Another great feature of this is you can embed this into other websites. So you can kind of create your own portfolio, you can kind of do all sorts of stuff. And it's good to share with people who don't necessarily use Minecraft, okay? Or you just want to quickly demonstrate something and show off some of the Minecraft builds that you want to maybe a larger audience, maybe at a conference, maybe it's some colleagues, maybe some people who just don't play games. Imagine that. But they do exist. So we can kind of do that too. Now, Sketchfab doesn't do only 3D object, Minecraft stuff. It does all sorts of different 3D objects from cultural heritage. Let's show you some of the stuff that it also does. Look at all this stuff. Looks amazing. Let's go to this. There's a stormtrooper down there. Let's go to this thing over here. What's this? The statue of Ram Amun. Amazing. Okay. And this is by the British Museum. So the British Museum have created, my goodness me, look at that. It's amazing. They've created a whole range of some of their exhibits and they've put them into Sketchfab themselves. Look at all this stuff. It's very, very, very cool. So it's being used by the British Museum. So that should tell you something. Okay. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go back to my stuff. But we're going to use it to upload Minecraft builds, okay? And also we're going to make a Minecraft build and annotate it so it kind of gives a lesson, okay? So let's go into Minecraft and I'm going to show you one of my Minecraft builds and one of the lessons that I want to transfer from Minecraft into Sketchfab. So here I am in a Minecraft build that I want to export. Now this Minecraft build is called My Childhood Home and it comes from a project, an intergenerational project, all about young people talking to older people, okay? Could be your grandparents, could be kind of people from, down the road or a village, it could be anybody, but it's about intergenerational. It's about young people and older people, okay? And what basically this project does is you can talk to an older generation about where their childhood home was, what it was like, and you get that kind of dialogue between young people and old people. Like, you can talk about what your bedroom was like, what the kitchen was like, what your living room was like, and then you can kind of see the differences between the two generations and also the similarities. So what we're going to do is I built my childhood home behind me. And that means I can kind of talk about my childhood home. I can kind of go in there and we can kind of say, well, when I was a boy, this was the front door, but nobody really uses front door. But we had some plants in there and stuff like that. This is where we kept all the shoes. This kind of little thing down here, and the coats were piled up as well. And up the stairs around the corner. This is Mum and Dad's room, and then my room was over here. I shared with my brother. Okay, so that was his bed and that was my bed, and then we shared all that kind of stuff together. So you can kind of talk a little bit in more detail about these kind of things as well. So let's show you how to do it. Now there's a technique for exporting this stuff, and it is remarkably simple, okay? Amazingly simple, in fact, and very, very easy. So let's get on with that. Let's show you how easy it is, and then I'll show you how to do the annotations and also how to kind of edit some of the stuff within Sketchfab itself. So here is Mindways. Now Mindways is an amazing bit of software created by a guy called Eric. We've got a download for Windows and a download for Mac. Now, I'm using the Windows one because I have had problems with the Mac version, okay? There are known issues, and I won't go into them just yet, but if you have problems with them, talk to me in the comment section below, and I'll try and help out if you are using a Mac. Now, what it does, it takes Minecraft builds, you make a selection using this kind of pink box, and you can export it for 3D print, rendering in something like Blender, for example, or 3D Max. You can export it for Shapeways to go to 3D printing in full color, which looks incredible, or you can take it to Sketchfab, okay? And it's horrendously easy. It's amazing. So I've downloaded it for Windows, and I've got it already installed down here on the right hand side. So I've kind of pinned it to my taskbar down there. So without further ado, let's open it up and I'll show you how it all works. So this is what it looks like when you first open it up. It's just a little kind of blank box that looks like this. I'm going to go to File, I'm going to go to Open World. Now, here we've got all my maps that I've got actually downloaded on my computer that I'm actually using within Minecraft itself. So it looks for those things as well. You can also open up a special one if you haven't got it in your right place, if you've got it on your desktop perhaps. But I'm going to go down to my childhood home, which looks down here. So here we have the world that I'm in. Now I can zoom in using the back of my mouse. I can actually also expand open the window a little bit as well. Makes it a little bit easier for me to see what I'm doing. We get a top-down view, so that's what we're looking at. And then I want to right-click, okay, and I want to grab the whole thing. So I'm going to right-click and then just draw an oblong across the whole thing. Now, as soon as we've done that, I get this little information. It says all blocks in your selection are below the current depth of 62. When you select, you are selecting in 3 dimensions, and there is a lower depth displayed in the status bar at the bottom, and you can adjust the depth by using the lower slider, blah blah blah. The depth will reset to 1 to include all visible blocks. Okay, that's what I want. I want the default. If we look here, we can see we've got maximum height and we've got lower depth as well. So these are the 2 sliders that you can actually adjust the height of whatever you're selecting. Now I'm selecting it from a flat world, so this is going to be just fine for me. So that's what I want to do. I've made my selection, okay, and that's it. Okay. So let's just remind ourselves, if I want to reselect it, I can right click and move this about. Okay, I can move these edges about just by right clicking. You can see that little arrows appear. So if I don't want it to be that big, I'm going to move that along there just to sort of prove to you. Actually, I'm going to grab that hedge as well, put the hedge in. Okay, so I've made a selection. I've edited my selection, so I know what I'm doing. And then I go up to File, and then I go down here. Now we got Export for rendering, as I said, 3D printing, as I said, but that's not what we're going to do. We're going to go to Publish to Sketchfab. Now, we get this little dialog box up here like this, and it says Sketchfab API token. What on earth does that mean? Well, luckily it says get your token here, so I'm going to click that. Now, if you've signed up for Sketchfab, it will take you here, and it will, otherwise it will take you to kind of like sign up for Sketchfab. This is my password and API. Okay, so this is my blanked out API token, which is a number, alphanumeric number, a long number, okay? Now I'm not going to show it you because I need to protect my API token and you need to protect yours as well. Otherwise, anybody could upload to your account and you don't want that to happen. So do make sure that this is kept private. I'm going to copy that, okay? And I'm going to go back into Mindways. I'm going to paste it in here, okay? And I can say it's my childhood home. I can add a description. I can add tags as well. Now Mindways and Minecraft are automatically added anyway. If you've got a pro account, which I have, I could make it private. And I'm going to just upload it. Okay. Something small like this doesn't take long to upload. Look, it's already been uploaded already. Your model has been uploaded. Click to view it in Sketchfab. Okay. And then it opens up in Sketchfab. Now, your model is being processed already. Okay, so it starts to get processed. And again, a small model shouldn't take that long. Take about a minute. A larger model, which I have done, could take about 5 minutes. Okay, so but you don't need to keep this open. You can kind of come back to it later on, and it will be done for you. And then we can kind of think about adding annotations. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to open up the settings and change and add some annotations and also the way it looks. Okay, so Sketchfab has processed my model and it's delivered it like this. This is what it looks like. So that was very, very quick. It took about a minute and a half for it to process it. Now in Sketchfab, I'm left clicking and dragging around the model and I can kind of do this. If I want to pan left and right, I right click and click and hold and drag left and right and I can pan. If I want to zoom in, if I want to give it closer, I can use the roller on the back of my mouse. There we go. So you need to get used to kind of these 3 different controls to be able to kind of move around and see this model, see kind of into it and stuff like that. Okay, so it looks pretty good. Looks pretty amazing. Now, but it could look even more amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to settings and I've got properties, settings, annotations, add to collection. I'm going to go to 3D settings right now and we get into our kind of editor. This is our online editor, if you like. And what I want to do first of all is basically create a thumbnail. I want it to make it look really good. So the first image you get to and the first scene that you look at is the one I want to present everybody with. So that is going to be the front of the house. So I'm going to left click and drag and move myself into the front of the house. Okay, that's pretty good. That's too far in. I want it to kind of be almost like I'm on the street as well. So I'm going to drag myself down, move in a bit more like this. And that looks pretty good. I want that kind of, the top of the house to be at the top. So I'm pretty happy with that. So that's going to be my first image. Now I could press save view like that. And there we go. It's produced a little thumbnail. That's the thumbnail everybody's going to see when they first see the house. But we can do more. Okay, and you might see over here we've got kind of we've got scene, we've got lighting, we've got materials, we've got annotations, we've got animation, and we've got VR. Let's just have a quick look at VR. VR looks like this. VR is amazing and you can use it for your phone and all the bits and pieces, and I will cover that in another tutorial, don't worry. What we're going to do today is we're going to concentrate on scene and annotation. So let's go back to scene and I'm going to go back to that first scene there. So we were kind of down about here, weren't we? Okay, now we're going to make this look, as I said, even better. And the way we're going to do that is we've got some things down here: wireframe, vertex coloring, background, and post-processing filters. Now it's the filters that I'm really interested in. So the filters can do things like grain. Now it adds a grain effect. Oh, we can animate it as well. I'm going to turn that on, and we can push the grain up or down or animated. Oh, that looks amazing. I might keep it animated. It looks really good. We can also do depth of field as well. And what we do with depth of field is wherever you want it to focus, you click into the focus. You click on the bit of the model you want to stay in focus. So I want the kind of the front of the house to be in focus. Okay. So that looks pretty good. Okay, move it across like that. And also want to do a vignette. A vignette is a kind of a darkened edge. Look, there it is. Turn it on and off. So you can kind of see this darkened edge around the outside as well. That looks pretty good. We've also got a background in there as well. Now our background, we can change it. I think it's in here. Here we go. So we can kind of, we've got like that kind of background, which is not very good. I think that kind of background is a bit dark. Okay. So we've got backgrounds that you can kind of change. Or or we can kind of let's have a think. I wonder if we've got a kind of a street one. That one's quite nice, like quite nice background. I wonder if we've got a kind of a Bryant Park one. There we go. That looks pretty good. Okay, so that's a nice background for us to do, and we can kind of see that animated background as well. Now that is the thing. That is the scene I want to save. So I'm going to say save view like that, and there we go. That view is now saved. That's going to be the first scene that everybody looks at when they first see my model on Sketchfab, or if I've embedded it inside of another website. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to go to animation. Okay. Oh no. So the next thing I want to do is go to annotations. So annotations, it says here, double click on your model to create an annotation. So, well, I want to actually do a lesson. I want to kind of do. I want you to just have a look at this, talk to an older generation. Ask questions about, you know, what their bedroom was like, what their kitchen was like, what their garden was like, okay, or if they had a garden in the first place. Some people didn't. So I'm going to double click here, and I'm going to add my first annotation. So this annotation is, we're going to call it my childhood, one word, home, okay. We'll say an intergenerational Minecraft project. Okay. There we go. Okay. So that's our first annotation. So whenever we click on here, oops, let's delete that one. Delete annotation. So whenever I click on here, it will zoom into that area. And this is one of the really cool things about this this way of annotating 3D models, is that you not only are your annotations got words, they can have pictures. You can actually use markup stuff, language as well, which I'll go into a little bit more. But for now, we're just going to concentrate on just text-based annotations. So let's move around here. So my bedroom was right down here, I think. Oh no, it was back here. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to zoom along here and drag it forward along here. There, I'm in the wardrobe, you see. so I'm going to move like this and move back a little bit. I wonder if how far I can move back. There we go. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to double click here. Ask questions. Ask questions. Okay. What was your bedroom like? Question mark. Okay. Because I want to ask questions where young people know what their bedroom's like, okay, because that's where they spend a lot of time, and I want them to think about what other people, you know, then that becomes a point of dialogue between the two generations, okay. So I'm going to put pointers. We're going to put 3 pointers here. What was your bedroom like? Okay. So and then what else should we do? Should we do? Oh, what was it? Did you have a living room? What was your living room like? Okay. Now, things can get a bit unwieldy, and if it does get a bit unwieldy, just double click on one of your annotations and you'll zip back into your annotation area. Okay. Now the kitchen where was down here. I think this was the kitchen here. No, that's another bedroom. We must be going down, down, down. This is the kitchen. Okay, cool. So what I want to do is I want to just drag it sideways. That looks pretty good. So let's zoom in. There we go. We're in focus. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click here, and I'm going to type in kitchen. Okay. And then what was your kitchen like, and what kinds of food did you eat? Okay. Question mark. What was the kitchen like, and what kind of foods did you eat? So another really simple question, and you can kind of add more annotations to add a range of different questions. Personally, I would add a few more, and then get people to kind of think about, you know, and then that would become a point of a lesson, in which basically let's think about all the different questions that we can ask the older generation. Okay, so you don't need to kind of ask these questions for your group or whoever you're working with, you can just make it up as you're going along and actually form that as part of a kind of a questioning area. Now, once we've got all these things done, I'm going to press Save Settings. Okay, and I'm going to exit, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when you first arrive in there. Okay, we're going to exit now. And then this is what it looks like. Now, and remember, we can embed this into a website. Okay, we could share it on Twitter. We can remember to like it, okay, and share this about, or we can add it to a project folder, kind of a collection of different things that we're doing, maybe a project that we're doing ourselves. So there we go, we've got our annotations. Now remember, we just need to click 1, 2, and we zip through each one, okay, like this. So you could even tell a story. It could even be a story path or kind of a plot through kind of different areas, okay. So that is how Sketchfab works, and it is pretty amazing. I really like it, and I've started to collect a lot of my different kind of projects all together too. So let me just show you a couple of my other projects I've been doing. So I've got my Visible Human project that is now in Sketchfab, and you can kind of, you can put more about the model, you can add links in there and stuff like that. But look at this, isn't this amazing? So I made this in Minecraft a long time ago, and now I can share it with people who don't even have Minecraft but do have access to the internet. So it's a great place to show off your work to a different range of people, and elevates, I think, Minecraft into its own art form. It's people who kind of do Blender and do a kind of other things, 3D artists. So it kind of really elevates it to a kind of a 3D art form where I think it rightly stands. I hope this has inspired you, and I hope that if you create anything using Sketchfab and Minecraft, that you can share it with me. So if you have got any kind of things like that, do leave links in the comment section below for me to have a look at, and we can kind of connect on Sketchfab too. Thanks very much for watching and listening, and if you've liked this video, do remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, do consider subscribing, and also kind of getting notifications by clicking the bell on the top bit inside of YouTube. I think you know where it is. All right, thanks very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.